All right. Streaming while I'm painting some superheroes, but not really super worried about painting them in any way like they actually should be painted because these superheroes are all going to be used by players at my table. And I'm not super concerned with the characters are all going to be playing unique superheroes, even if they do pick a superhero, a pre-existing superhero to as an arc or archetype. They're still going to be playing their uh, their own character with their own background, etc. And to that end, I have a bunch of characters to paint up. But like I said, no expectation as far as keeping the characters looking like they should. Now I have painted a few of them up to look like they should. Like I painted up Deadpool, and he looks like Deadpool. And I painted up Emma Frost, and she looks like Emma Frost. So, but some of them I don't think are gonna look the way people expect, and that's good because if the players are going to have their very own characters, I mean, they want their characters to look unique, I think, right? So right now I am painting up Night Owl. And there I have a story about Night Owl that goes way back. And that story is when I played Dark Age of Camelot on my server, there was an Albion assassin whose name was Night Owl. And I absolutely hated that son of a gun because no matter where I was, he was there, stabbing people in the face. And now the rumor is, and I don't know if it's true or not, but the big rumor is that he actually was one of the Dark Age of Camelot devs, if not Mark Jacobs himself, out there being a douchebag, right? But yeah, man, I hated that guy. That was, you know, the Albion assassin was just statistically super OP over any other assassin, and they really just refused to hear it. You could talk to them and be like, "Look, I mean, seriously, this thing's stats are amazing," and they would be like, "No, nah, it's all okay," and it'd be like, "It's not okay. This is not okay." You know, I mean, you added the rule where if you kill your target, it doesn't break stealth, right? So you're standing in a group with 20 people, and freaking Night Owl stabs a mage in the face, insta killing him, and doesn't de-stealth. And it's just like, why? You know, why? So what you had to do is you had to start like uh, random AOE's and shit like that. If you're standing in a group and you had a mana mage or basically anything with an AOE, just random just drop that AOE so that if he was in that area, it would de-stealth him. At which point, since I was playing a Celt hero, it was super easy just beating to death, you know? But it's hard to kill a character you can't even ever see, you know? That's just like, that's just the reality. It's super hard to kill a character you can't ever see. Damn it. I am fumbling this character. I don't know why either. Okay, here we go. This is going to be a simple paint job since it's just Cygor Brown and Black Templar. Then again, I mean, you wouldn't expect a superhero that looks like this to be super colorful. So let's make sure we got all the gaps and pretty much ready to go, right? I've also been painting starships. That's kind of a side thing I do. I mean, I'll be in here painting superheroes and then I'll stop for like a few minutes and like knock out a starship or something. It's just a thing. It helps me concentrate actually by having two different things to work on. It actually makes it easier for me to concentrate because I'm not good at concentrating if I only have one thing. So my when I'm hobbying, I tend to have multiple projects going at the same time. And I switch back and forth. Like this guy, I just painted up using Blood Red for the tail and Space Metal for the rest of it. And that's just the most basic of paint jobs. Also, one of the engines fell off, so I got to glue that back on. But, you know, that's why I prefer my 3D printed Star Frontier ships. Since, you know, they're 3D printed in resin, their engines, if they fall off, it's because you did some shit and broke them. You know what I mean? So they're a lot easier just to deal with. These can be a real pain. But we got it. So we got a red tail. Oh yeah. I have decided, and I think some people will be surprised to hear this, but I've decided that there are only 4 role-playing games that I will ever run again. And yeah, I understand that some people are going to be like really like shocked or whatever by that, but it's just going to be the way it is. Only 4, nothing else. And maybe 5, but the first one is Baptism of Fire. If the players at my table start talking about how they want to play a fantasy game full of warriors and whatnot, I will say absolutely, but we're playing Baptism of Fire. We are not playing generic D&D anymore. And the reason is, after 40 plus years of playing generic D&D, I am pretty much done. You know, I want to play a game that actually has a history behind it, you know, a setting that actually, where the players can get involved and actually matter or not. And that is the thing about um, Baptism of Fire that makes it better than any other role playing game in that genre, I would say. And this also, I think you could say, uh, is the same with The Last Vikings or whatever, which is basically just a Baptism of Fire freaking. Um, what would you call it? Expansion. Yeah. Um, the thing is, and I've made a video, Baptism of Fire is far more immersive than generic D&D. And that's what I'm looking for. I think after 40 years of dungeon crawling and mugging orcs, and don't get me wrong, I do absolutely love both of those things with all of my heart. I've gotten to a point to where I want to play a game where it's more about uh, character interaction and culture and stuff like that, if that makes sense. And Baptism of Fire does that very well. Like when you make your character starts off as a certain class, and I mean class, social class, and then that brings a whole list of issues with it. Because if you're a noble, well, then you've got issues that nobles got. And if you're a knight, which they're not called knights, but they are knights, this is, Western Slavs, right? Then you have a whole issue there because one, you owe fealty to the noble that is in the region where you live, but you also, while you can, expect a certain amount of difference from the peasants and freemen, if a village is being attacked by bandits and stuff like that, it's kind of your responsibility to go to that village and sort it out. So, that's a thing, and it's baked into the game. Could you do it with other versions of D&D? Absolutely, I think you could. But with this version of the game, this OSR version, you don't have to work to make it a way. It's baked in. It's that way. So yeah, for fantasy games, it's going to be Baptism of Fire. If the players decide for some crazy reason that they want to play a sci-fi game, my first choice would be Star Frontiers. My second choice would be Traveller 2300. I can't play Traveller, or actually, I can't play any sci-fi game that has artificial gravity in it anymore. I'm just that kind of asshole. I just can't do it. You know what I mean? Because while I have no problem with anti-gravity, since we know that that is a thing, I have a huge freaking issue with the idea that there's a machine or something that can create gravity. Especially since in order to create gravity, you would have to create such a huge amount of energy to simulate somehow mass. So even if you're talking about you're simulating mass on like a higher plane, but that mass is generating gravity on your plane, of existence through some kind of quantum entanglement bullshit, it's still just not likely. You know, I mean, imagine how much power a ship would have to produce to generate the mass of the planet Earth. That's what you'd have to do. And it just is not something that I believe could ever be done. People can disagree, but scientifically, you will find, since gravity is not a thing, gravity is the effect of a thing. You see what I mean? It's the second order of a thing. Mass interacting with space-time creates gravity. So unless you can simulate mass, you can't create gravity. And a starship with, 120 crew members in it, no matter what tech level it is probably not going to have a device to create gravity. That's just absolutely insane to think that it could. But, here we are. So Traveler 2300 keeps everything, breezy as far as that. The ships do not generate gravity through magical means. They have to do it through rotation or deceleration, which is how Star Frontiers is. In Star Frontiers, all the ships are laid out, in decks from the nose to the tail. They're not laid out like, airplanes or boats or anything like that, because they're not. So, yeah, it's a thing. This character I was working on, I just put a highlight on these guys. Can't say long, but hello there. Hey, how you doing, homie? So this is a miniature of Night Owl. And even though I know you guys aren't going to be able to see him very well because my camera sucks, I think he came out pretty good. He's still a little wet. When he dries off completely, I will throw a hard coat on him. This guy I printed out for my Cyberpunk game, and I made him way too big, really, right? So now I'm thinking he's going to be a villain in the superhero game. Like just a big guy with 4, adamantium arms that's really strong and can punch through walls and shit. I think, yeah, and that's something I've told some of my players already. I was like, if I look around and anyone looks like they're bored or not really having a good time, I'm just going to have the Juggernaut run through the wall of your headquarters and start effing everything up. And, you'll figure it out from there. So that is one thing I guess you could say about superhero gaming is you can always just bust out some crazy thing out of nowhere. Like I've got some miniatures of dinosaurs that I bought from Reaper, with the plan of using them for a sci-fi game or whatever, which still may happen. Who knows in the future, right? But there's nothing in a sci-fi game that could prevent certain characters with certain abilities from either transforming into a T-Rex or summoning a T-Rex, right? So as crazy as it sounds, the players, the East Coast Guardians, could end up having to fight a T-Rex in the middle of Orlando. I mean, that's a thing that could happen, right? And you know, that's cool. It's like, yeah, that's a cool thing, you know. You've got a super villain who has a penchant for somehow summoning prehistoric creatures. And actually, since I think in the actual Marvel universe, there's a place in Antarctica where all of the dinosaurs and stuff still live, because it's like, you know, the Land That Time Forgot movie. I mean, absolutely, there's no reason not to chuck a dinosaur at somebody just for, you know, for reasons, right? I mean, imagine if some villain could somehow get their hands on a couple of dinosaurs and they let the dinosaurs go on one end of town because they were on the other end of town robbing a bank, right? That's kind of cool, right? I think that's kind of a cool idea, right? It's like the poor dinosaurs that got summoned, they're just doing dinosaur stuff, right? They're just running around wrecking shit because they're dinosaurs. They're not, you know, necessarily evil or anything. And so the players get the call, you know, there's a T-Rex in downtown Orlando on I-4, you know, running amok. So, of course, they all jump to go put an end to it. And while they're fighting the T-Rex, you know, they get another call that the First Bank of America is being robbed. And then the players have to make some hard decisions, let's say. I mean, to me, that sounds fun, you know, weird but fun. Like, cool, you know? Like that's kind of a cool thing, you know? It's like, yeah, we're doing things, you know? And I mean, that's kind of the thing, right? And then if the players, you know, by the time they show up to the bank, you know, the game could turn into kind of investigative, because maybe fighting the dinosaur took them so long that the guy got away with the loot at the bank. So now the players have to go into investigation mode to try and find out who the villain is. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be somebody, right? But who? Who could have done this? And my answer would be, I don't know, but we'll figure it out, right? Because that's what we do. We'll figure it out. So, yeah. Yeah, that guy's pretty much done. I got to do the Boss Salt Gray base, but otherwise, he is done. She is not done. She needs flesh. So, flesh. Flesh for fantasy. Come on. Flesh. Flesh for fantasy. That's right. Little Billy Idol. Who doesn't love Billy Idol? Little Vital Idol. That's right. So, see some of you watching. Thoughts on England? Is it going to turn into a full-blown war soon, or what? What's going on with that? You guys are wilding out over there. I mean, I know which side I'm on, obviously. I'm on the side of the people because, you know, that's the right side. the government is not the friend of the people. Definitely not in this particular instant. They are the enemy of the people, for sure, right? But still, it's kind of a thing, ain't it? It is definitely a thing. I mean that this miniature is supposed to be Black Widow, but I think I have too many characters with red hair, so I gave her blonde hair. But otherwise, it's Black Widow. I got a couple I need to fix up. Okay. It's my fine brush. So, What's your fashion? Do. Little sister, who's the one you want? A little sister shotgun. It's a nice time to start again. A nice time for white wedding. It's a nice time to start again. There's nothing pure in this world. There's nothing sure in this world. In this world. This world. This world. Start again. Come on. Nice. Start again. Okay. Let me take a little bit of that off. I put a little bit too much on there, I think. Okay. Now this figure is getting red hair, but because my mom insists. That's right. I talked to my mom earlier and I showed her the figure. And she's like, oh, she's got to have red hair. So let's look here. Violet red, velvet red. This could be good. I don't think I've ever used it. I've used blood red, basically, for most things. So violet red could be really a good way to go, especially since she has a lot of hair. Like, that's this character's whole thing is the hair, Okay, the velvet red is pretty nice. I like it. Kind of looks like that color some goth girls would do their hair up in back in the early 90s, mid 90s. That, like, I don't know what even the color was, but you had the three permitted hair colors, like black #1, platinum blonde, and then that like wine red burgundy color. Wild times. But this character is supposedly, her whole deal is she can control her hair and make it do stuff. So, okay. That's cool. I don't know the name of the character because I don't read comic books. Never have. Really. I mean, kind of that's a lie every time I say it because I am, or at least, was a huge fan of Poison Elves by Drew Hayes. I absolutely loved that comic book series. And I mean, what's not to love? An elf assassin that's basically a heroin addict with a bitch of a wife or ex wife, and everything just going wrong all the time, and him just doing his best to survive. And, is just a really interesting comic. It was like I have a feeling that it was probably based on his D&D game. Oh, Bear didn't make a beat. That's odd.
Hey.
Hey,
So you're talking about superheroes?
I am. Not that I mean I'm painting one right now, but I don't have any clue who she is.
Okay.
But my mom said I had to paint all of her hair red, and she's got a lot of hair.
Oh, Medusa.
Is it? I don't know. It's
Show me.
kind of a hot chick with like a shit ton of red hair.
Yeah, it's Medusa. She's one of the Eternals. No, Inhumans.
Well, cool.
She's actually the queen of the Inhumans.
Well, to counteract the red hair, I'm going to paint her uniform blue.
I think her costume's from like green.
Green?
Let me check.
You know what? I think I'll go with green.
Hang on. No, my bad. Purple and black.
Purple and black.
Yeah,
Okay.
purple with black trim and black boots.
Huh. Well, I do have the purple right here, so. Okay.
Just if you want to be accurate. If you don't want to be accurate, do it that way the hell you want, man.
I have been mostly, but some of the characters I know what they look like, so it's a little bit harder because it's like, but some of them I don't know very much about them, so I'm just like doing whatever. So let's try to do this. Boom. Okay, that's working. That's working pretty good, actually. The one thing when you use Army Painter or Vallejo Express paints, you have to be very careful if some of the paint might still be wet on a part of the miniature, and you put more paint on because it will just blend. Which if you're looking for that kind of effect, makes it awesome. How some people talk about feathering in the colors and everything.
Sure.
Yeah, awesome. But if you're actually just wanting a color in a space, not as awesome, right? But this actually looks really good after I fix her face. Her face is jacked up right now.
Well, I will take your word for it.
So in addition to that, I've also been painting spaceships.
Mm-hmm.
I primered all of these and based them on hex bases. They're fighter squadrons.
Oh, nice.
Well, I've got a couple of carriers. Like there was a game, I don't remember the name of the game, but this is one of the Terran carriers. Right. They're like a super carrier. And not sure how many squadrons it carried. And then I've got a knife class carrier right here. Very colorful. And this thing carries a lot of squadrons too. And those are launch bays on the side and the front. So,
oh, very cool.
So it's designed to be able to just put them out. But, a lot of you know, if you were playing, say, Starfleet battles, it's like you wouldn't worry about it because no one ever used fighters.
Oh, they had drones.
Yeah. Whereas in Star Frontiers, they have fighters, but they're pretty much like you send them out, they do a run or two on an enemy ship. If they survive, they come back because they don't have stamina. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once they fired their missiles or whatever, they're pretty much done. And they're more likely than not just get taken out by the enemy's PDFs anyway. But yet, Star Frontier still uses fighters. I think the main reason for that is because having a carrier with a bunch of fighters on is actually useful if you're ever like involved in a planetary thing, because if your infantry are on the ground fighting, you can always have air support from orbit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if you're dealing with spaceship weaponry that can fire millions of kilometers, and fighters are a fucking goofy idea that people who love World War II and dogfights want to bring in. That's why Star Trek never used them, because they're just like, it's absolutely absurd when we've got these massive starships with faster than light torpedoes and like full spread weaponry that can just blanket an area. Yeah, let's throw some small craft in there that can be easily destroyed. Yeah, that's a good idea. But people love their fighters.
Yeah.
I accept it. I just don't use it, but I accept it. So you've been watching Alien Earth, by the way?
I have not.
Well, last night's episode was pretty damn good.
I seem to remember kind of a show where like these aliens came and they were like,
No, this is in the Alien universe, not Alien Nation.
oh, okay.
This is actually like in Alien, like as in Alien, aliens, all that stuff.
What, did xenomorphs make it to Earth?
No, Weyland-Yutani sent out a mission of specimen gathering that was out for 60-something years in space, finding weird shit on planets and then bringing them back, and then the ship crashes in a rival corporation's territory, and we're off to the races. And one of them is a xenomorph, which is quite exciting, and there are eggs and facehuggers, but there's also like this thing called the ocular or something like that, and it's basically this eyeball with tentacles that drills into your skull and replaces your left eye and takes over your body. There's these weird termite things that just suck the blood out of you and lay eggs. There's a plant that hangs from the ceiling and just like sucks you up into its pod and eats meat. Yeah, it's just cool. It's like cool other shit, what I've been waiting for in the fucking Alien universe forever.
Yeah, like, xenomorphs aren't the only thing that exists in this big.
Yeah. And it's really like last night's episode was pretty damn good. Like the first episode was okay, second episode was not. Third episode was fine, but this one, fourth episode or fifth episode, whatever it was like, fuck yeah, finally. All right, now we're going somewhere, It's good stuff.
Well,
if you play the Alien role-playing game, or you ever plan on playing it, lots of inspirational ideas, that's for sure.
Well, you missed it earlier, but I gave the list of the 4 or 5 games I will run from here on out. And
yeah. What happened with your picky group?
Oh no, we're so far the Marvel thing is going swimming.
Oh, so you're not doing Dune anymore, though?
Yeah, I'm not going to fight, and I've changed the game a few times. So if my wife wants to change the game once, I'm going to be like, fine, whatever.
That's fair.
Yeah, because she used to be very unhappy with me because I was always switching games. Yeah, because I'm a gamer with ADHD or something.
Yeah, you're
really. I don't think so. I mean, I'm not Ritalin or anything, but there's so many games I won't play them all.
Yeah, I'm the same way, dude. And like I had a player one time who gave me the like what I like to call the girlfriend ultimatum. If you switch campaigns again, I'm just gonna quit. And I was like, goodbye.
Yeah,
See
pretty
ya.
much. I've been through that.
It's like, "Whoa, don't you care?" I'm like, no, it's you do nothing. You show up and play a character, and then you go away for 2 weeks, and then you come back and play a character. I spend the time in between prepping, creating, getting ready for shit, juggling all 4 or 5 of your fucking bullshits. I get the perspective on what game we're gonna fucking play. You contribute zero other than on game day, so shut the fuck up. Like, I'm so tired of players acting like they're some sort of fucking commodity. You know what? I can literally use Chat GPT as players now if I want.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Yeah.
could. I'm just like, you know, I was having a good time. A couple of other the guys were having a good time, but a bunch of people weren't, and you know why. And so now I told them, okay, here's a list of things we could do. And they chose to try the superhuman thing, which, to be honest, we've never done unless you count Vampire. Which I kind of do. Any version of Vampire except the 5th edition's a superhero game. But so yeah, they're like, we'll try playing superheroes, and I'm like, well, okay then, whatever.
All right, be right back. Gotta do my job for a couple of minutes.
I don't. Okay. Man, the new Citadel yellows are so good. It really is like, wow, these are so good. It really is a thing. Because the Army Painter yellow just looks orange. The one I'm using is the orangish one too. It's the Imperial yellow. So I guess for people who want to play Emperor's Fists or whatever, but it's still very bright yellow.
Cool.
So yeah, I like it a lot. Now the Orc yellow is just canary yellow. It's just straight up a nice yellow, but yellow is not really a color that gets used enough, I think, in painting. And I think it's because a lot of people are afraid of it with good reason. I mean, yeah, if you're a painter and you're intimidated by yellow, that is totally acceptable, because yellow is a pain in the ass to get right. The only thing even close to yellow as far as pains in the ass is white. If you decide you're going to paint a character like a really stark white, yeah, good luck. It is very difficult. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of know-how, etc. But I mean, so pretty happy with some of the characters that have been created. I mean, Florida Man is a joke, but hey,
It's Hungar.
According to the book, there should be some levity in the game because I guess that's a thing with Marvel or superhero games is it's not all dark and Watchmen. It's like, yeah, you're allowed to have a little fun. So Florida Man can fly, whatever. The other guy though, he is a Indian from the Northeast, so Iroquois or Mohawk or whatever, Sequoia, whatever, I don't know what tribe, and he's been alive for like 300 years.
Okay.
Like he fought in the French Indian War for the British with Washington, D.C. And when they found out what his superpower was, Washington, D.C. created a special program just for him. And which was every 20 years, he got put into a different branch of the military.
Mm-hmm.
And they faked his last, crafting gamer, they faked his last identity. He chose the powers of Logan, but without the adamantium anything.
Yeah.
And his character is called Kodiak. Codename Kodiak. But he's going to have like a native name, you know. He just said he wanted to look up a proper Indian name for his character, you know.
Cool. Yeah, there is a character called Kodiak in the Marvel Universe, but so what?
Yeah, I mean,
have him show up and fight him. You stole my name. You stole my land. Wait, we're the same thing. Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah, we're both from Canada too, eh?
Oh no, hey, hey, let's turn on Whitey, and then just have them turn on the rest of the team together and just shit tank everybody, specifically Florida Man, because he deserves to die. I appreciate levity in a game, obviously, but I prefer it when it comes from the situation, not from the concept, right?
Right. Well, as far as Florida Man getting killed by anything, if he chooses not to be killed by it, he's not going to be killed by it. That I can tell you that right now. And the reason is he chose his flight speed is so fast. And his bonus to his initiative is really high.
Okay.
So it's kind of like if you don't want to fight, you better be fast because he's going to be like, well, I want an initiative. Oh, it's the fuzzy one.
Yep, rarely makes an appearance.
And he's just going to be like, well, I'm out here. You know what?
Did you pick up the deluxe starter set yet?
I have not.
I highly recommend it.
All I have is the Spider-Verse book I accidentally ordered.
Hang on.
And then the core book, and then for my wife, I had to order the X-Men book.
Yeah. So I have everything that came along. It's a proper native name like Joe Desjardins. Desjardins. Exactly. He's from Canada. He's a fucking Métis, you know.
Well, the Indian I hung out with the most in my life was named Donald Rainbird.
Rainbird.
Yeah. But his first name was Donald.
So I had a friend of mine.
Other than that, he looked just like a little Mexican that would hang out in front of like, you know, the little red ones that don't get taller than like 5'4".
Yeah.
He looked like that, but he had blue eyes, and his name was Donnie Rainbird. And apparently he had killed people like face to face in Vietnam and shit.
Oh, wow.
He also had the scars on his back from doing like the sun dance where they put bones through your back and then you dance around with buffalo skulls attached to leather thongs or whatever, ropes or whatever. I mean, dude was serious. He was like, I think he was kind of like a chief in his tribe. Not a big chief, but like one of the respected warriors, you know.
Cool.
But I mean, the fact that he was in the Vietnam War goes to show you how much older he was than me.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine. He was Jewish and Mohawk, and he used to always tell. He goes, "You guys, you Jewish and Mohawk?" He goes, "Yeah." Hey, how are ya? Hey, how are ya? Hey, how are ya? And I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, that's so fucking bad. But it's like, he loved that joke. He'd make it.
But it's funny too, though.
Well, it was accurate.
Yeah, Donnie, he was a wild one. I'll tell you what, the women loved him. And he wasn't a pretty man, but for some reason, you get him hanging out at the VFW or something, and the next thing you know, he's banging some chick in the bathroom, you know.
Native guys have like a weird cachet with women. It's so strange.
It is
every native guy I've ever known, fat, tall, skinny, short, they all fuck, but it's never native women. It's always like white chicks. You know what I mean?
Yep. I know 100% exactly what you mean. Because, like I said, I seen it with my own eyes. And this dude was 20 years older than me, and I was like 25.
Yeah.
So, it's like, all right, old Donnie always getting into issues. He was married, so yeah. His womanizing didn't always work out well for him, but not that I'd ever tell on the guy. I'd be afraid he'd cut my throat or something, really.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had been in like some hardcore shit in Vietnam, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And occasionally you get drunk and talk about, encountering people in the jungle just by pure happenstance and the things that happen after, you know what I mean? The stuff that can happen like that. And of course, I don't know. I think he was playing me for, the white guy too, because, it's like he's talking about scouting through the jungle and, being at one with nature, and he could smell them and blah, blah, blah. He's telling me all these stories,
Hey, Jesus Christ. Fuck with Whitey, eh?
Yeah, he's telling me all the stories that I could smell the VC from like a mile away and shit like this. How he'd creep up on them at night and stab them and shit. And I was just like, damn, man. I mean, I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm not taking a chance because it might be. I mean, I don't know. This guy was in an infantry unit out there doing shit. So, but a charming guy, and you're right. He was married to a white woman, and every woman I ever seen him like seduce was a white woman. Like, I never asked him about it because I didn't know you at the time. Because had I would have been like, Donnie, what's up with you Indians and white women? But at the time, I was just like, because you know what's weird? Only the most racist of racist people in America consider Indians to be like a different thing.
Well, but okay,
it's
so
so weird. It's like Indians, like you said, they get that
hang on.
cachet. It's like they go anywhere.
This is the white girl brown thing, right? Like they're really into tanned complexions. So before Italians were basically just considered white, lots of white girls used to fuck Italian guys. Greek guys, before Greek guys were basically just considered white, lots of white chicks used to fuck Greek guys. Now the only one left for them in Europe is the Spaniards, right? Like because the Spaniards are still not considered white. Otherwise, they're fucking. So they're going to Africa. They're going to North Africa. They're going to Middle East. They're going Native North American. They're going. The only thing they're not touching is subcontinent India.
Yeah, for some reason, a lot of people hate those guys.
And it's weird. They get a lot of hate.
Yeah, they get a lot of hate. But I mean, I don't know. So whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, I just think people are stupid. That's what I think.
But it's like, I mean, as an American who dealt with multiple different tribes of Indians, it was like there was never any racial thing between us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was almost like, I hate to say it because they're not white, but everyone treated them like they were.
Mm.
You know what I mean? They were just some people that hung out, whatever. But I think you nailed it when you said that Native American cachet. That.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like every single one of my sisters, for fuck's sake, dated a Micmac guy at one point in their life. They were all into the Micmac.
Aren't they really good fishermen?
Very good salmon fishermen on the East Coast. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard of them.
And they have that no fear of heights thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's really cool. Like a lot of the guys wind up working in construction, and they love to work on the high buildings because they can just walk the girders without even thinking about it, right? And it's like just this weird thing that like everybody who works in construction talks about how native guys are just really comfortable up on the top of like steel frames.
I worked construction with a native from upstate New York. He said he is Sequoia.
Oh yeah,
and this dude was an absolute monster.
Yeah.
He was like almost 7 feet tall, must have weighed 350 pounds.
Oh, so
This
he
guy-
when he said he was a sequoia, he meant tree, not native. He was a sequoia tree.
Geez, yeah, right. But no, supposedly his tribe was Sequoia or something like that. But
Yeah.
everyone just called him Chief, and he was just a giant Indian. And you know, we all worked building Publixes, so
Yes.
I have no special stories other than he is a nice guy. When he talked, he sounded like every other Indian. I don't know what that's about, but it's like their speech is like a register lower.
Yeah, it could be just the way their larynx is formed. You know, it could be a genetic trait.
But you know what I mean,
Oh, yeah.
though, right? When you talk to them, they're like,
Not-
"Hey, how you doing?"
no,
You
but
know,
I've known
it's
lots
like-
of native guys who didn't sound like that too. So I don't know. Like I can't put my finger on it anymore because I've known plenty of native guys who don't sound like that. Right?
Yeah, Donnie didn't, but he'd spent a lot of his time.
Coco says an FBI, a full-blooded Indian, full-blooded Italian. What is that? What is FBI?
Well, the Sequoia guy was full-blooded right off the frickin' res. Come down here to work because I don't know, he was tired of living on the res. Because if you've ever been to a res, it's basically just a trailer park full of Indians.
You guys still have? Is there still Seminole in Florida, or are they all?
Oh
gone
hell
now?
yeah, they're treated like frickin' royalty down here.
Good for them. Good.
Like they're the only ones that are allowed to have casinos.
Mhm.
So if there's any casino business down near Miami, that's them. And FSU sets aside like a huge college fund specifically for them.
Good.
And if you've ever seen an FSU game, in the beginning, they have a guy come out on a horse and he's got the spear with the feathers on it. He's all in
Okay.
his war paint and everything like that, right? And he rides the horse around the football stadium and then he stabs the spear down into the enemy team's end
Mascot.
zone. And
Oh,
it's
end
a
zone.
big deal. And he is always 100% a Seminole.
Cool.
That they get right off the res, and he's got a full scholarship because the Seminole tribe, when everybody was being crazy about names of football teams, the Seminole tribe came out and said, "No, F you guys. FSU will be the Seminoles. And we're the Seminoles, and we love it," you know? And so they were cool about it, you know? They weren't like,
So
shit.
all of that, the Atlanta Braves, the Cleveland Indians, the Washington Redskins, all that. Every time they pulled native people on it, they were like, "Yeah, we fucking love it. It's great." Chicago Blackhawks are like, "Yeah, it's great." Every time they pulled these fucking college white kids, they're all like, "This fucking super racist, man." Well, maybe you should ask the people whose race it is if they want it changed or not, and you shut your lily white ass up.
That is so true. I actually seen a guy who dressed up in a traditional like Mexican.
Yeah, I love that video. I love that
and all
fucking
the
video.
college kids are like, "Oh, I don't think that's cool" and shit. And then he went down to the Mexican neighborhood and guys were like, "You look good."
He's like, "Is my mustache too much?" No, I like her mustache, man. It's
Yeah,
good. It's
I like
better
her
than
mustache.
mine. It's like, I fucking love that, man. That video is awesome.
It's like- And there was the time when the one girl, everybody was trying to hate on her because she wore like a red Chinese dress to prom.
Mhm.
And everybody's like, "You're cultural appropriating." And then the Chinese people all got involved. They're like, "No, she looks absolutely beautiful. And we're
Yeah.
proud that she chose our dress to wear."
Oh yeah.
You know, and then
We-
people
we
to be
had
like,
a,
"Oh, no."
During that whole thing, that whole uproar back in like 2014 to 2016, there was a lady at the University of Ottawa. Actually, no, Carleton University, which is in Ottawa. She was a white girl, but she taught free yoga classes, and she specifically was teaching them to people who were handicapped to help them, deal with like things in their body and stuff like that. But she was white, and a whole bunch of whiteys got upset that she was culturally appropriating and teaching yoga. And then all the Indian people they asked were like, "No, it's great. What are you talking about? We love when you people actually pay attention to our culture and don't just ignore us. Like this is a good thing. You might learn something from us.
That tends, I think, to just be the way it is.
Yep.
It's like whether it's somebody raising hell about a white girl wearing a kimono, which did happen, and then when they interviewed Japanese people, the Japanese people were super freaking honored and proud.
Yep.
or the Mexican guy with the fake mustache.
Look, I don't
Either
want to
way,
go.
it's just like the actual cultures are like looking at you like, cool.
I don't want to go too far down the culture war hole, but it all boils down to this is just fucking Marxism. And this is the problem. They're all just being little fucking cultural Marxists who think they can tell everybody what to do. And it's sick. It's fucking sick. You gotta do my job for 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm not wanting to get too far down the cultural thing, but yeah. My only problem with the cultural thing is it seems to only go one way. So, it's like every culture can do everything except for one. And I think it's my innate sense of fairness that's like, that's not fair. I mean, the funniest, and it's funny, not funny, but funny like, is when everybody was mad at white girls for wearing braids. And it's like, you ignorant people realize they're called Dutch braids, right?
They're Viking braids.
Yeah, these are Viking braids. Like a lot of the ancient Vikings had dreadlocks.
They need to stop appropriating my culture.
So, I mean, at some minute, I guess a Swede's going to pop up out of somewhere and start, freaking out on them about dreadlocks and braids and shit, which me personally, I think dreadlocks are filthy. And when I see somebody with dreadlocks, I automatically assume they're filthy. Because all a dreadlock is like a mat of hair, like a matted dog full of dead skin cells and shit. And they have to wash their hair with that freaking powder shampoo. I mean, it's just filthy. It's just absolutely filthy shit. And I don't know why anybody would want to be a part of all that, but they need to bring Aunt Jemima back. It's like what they did to the Land O'Lakes Indian. They left the land, got rid of the Indian. In a way, that's like, you could kind of look out and be like, so we get the land, the Indian's gone though. Okay. I mean, it's a good deal for us, I guess. We get land, she's gone. She's gone, buddy. It's like, where did she go? She's probably living in a trailer with 4 kids on a reservation somewhere. And I know a lot of people will be like, damn, that's, you shouldn't talk like that. But I've been on the reses. So, I know how that shit is. I tell you what, there's a lot of crime there too if you don't know how to handle yourself.
At the res near Montreal, Ganawagi, there's no street signs on the res.
Because he's still
if you drive on the res, no, they don't put any street signs up. So if you're a fucking outsider on the res, good fucking luck. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna. There's no street addresses. It's just there's a bunch of roads. They're not named. Everybody knows where everybody lives.
Yeah.
And you wind up looking like the asshole asking for directions. Yeah, the blue house by the big oak tree. Take a left, eh?
Right.
And if you fuck around, the res police will fuck you up as an outsider.
Well, yeah.
Mind your fucking P's and Q's when you're on the res, buddy.
Oh, yeah. If they get it into their mind that you might be there to smuggle in some freaking contraband or something, you're going to be in trouble.
Or if you just get lippy with them, because you were speeding. I wasn't fucking speeding. Well, all right, now we're going to play.
Yeah.
Now we're going to play.
Yeah. Well, everything you just said should be just the normal way people are. If you go anywhere, you should mind your P's and Q's.
Yes.
Like at all times. Because, even if you're in your own hometown, mind your freaking P's and Q's. You don't need to be running around acting a fool. But for some reason, some people feel like that's exactly what they should do. And I'll tell you what, it don't work out. But yeah, I hope they bring Aunt Jemima back. I liked her.
I hope they bring Uncle Ben back too.
Working on your Night Bane firefighter I was talking about. Nice. Yeah, Uncle Ben needs to come back. I'm pretty sure they kept the Quaker.
The Quaker Oats guy? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because,
He doesn't
but they
offend
got rid of
anybody.
Uncle Ben and they got rid of the chef that was on the cream of wheat box.
Yep.
And nobody can claim that that was like some kind of slavery thing. That dude was a chef. He was dressed nice. And he was giving you your cream of wheat. You know what I mean? Like, he even had the big chef hat and everything. So it's like, what the fuck's the problem here? That is the most backward shit ever. Like, instead of taking away the Indian from the butter, they should put like another one on there. Like, I always wondered why that Indian woman didn't have a boyfriend. Maybe they should have stuck the whole family on there. But instead, like I said earlier, they got rid of her. They left the land, though. So, right? It's like, what's the message there? Get rid of the Indian, keep all the land. I mean, we're good at that. I mean, we are conquerors. We do that very thing sometimes. But that one was the one, like, and everyone I know growing up absolutely loved Aunt Jemima. Ain't nobody ever talked bad about Aunt Jemima.
Why is the Michelin Man white?
That is a good question, considering he's supposed to be made out of tires.
Maybe that's why.
Probably because those guys were smart and they saw the future and they're like, let's not even get involved with this bullshit, right? Or maybe when they drew him black, it was just like, yeah, no. He looks scary, Can you imagine like a black Michelin Man, but his eyes and his teeth are all white and shit, and he's running at you, trying to tell you to buy tires and shit? You'd be terrified by that. That'd be the worst thing, man. You wouldn't want to buy tires. You just shit.
Hey, it's the Licorice Man. Run.
Yeah, right? And black licorice, the worst flavor of all.
I like it. I like licorice.
Some people do. It's an acquired.
I don't go out of my way for it or anything, but my favorite ice cream is Tiger Tail.
See, I don't know what that is. So
it's orange with black licorice stripes in it. Let me tell you, orange and licorice together are a delicious flavor. It's why when you drink Pernod, you put a shot of Pernod, which is a liquor, tastes like licorice. You put it in a glass of orange juice, and that's how you drink Pernod. Oh, hang on. We're getting a visit from Are you coming over? Get your nose out of my cup. Come over.
Yeah, Aunt Jemima was a millionaire from all of her advertising and stuff. She made really good business deals and ended up
an asshole mood, aren't you, buddy?
Oh, look at him. He's so pretty.
He's having his asshole summer.
Oh. Say it's Black Cat summer.
What do you want, buddy?
Black cats can do just whatever they want.
You're just in that mood, huh? Yeah. He took a nap with me at lunch. He was very disturbed when I got up to go back to work. He was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm getting the fuck up. Move." That's his other favorite game, is to get in the way.
It's like, I don't know if you know this, buddy, but I got other things to do. My whole life doesn't revolve around me.
I don't know if you know this or not, but tuna is not free, sir. In your world it is, but not in mine.
Right?
I must provide it to you, which means I must work to purchase it for you, you little shit.
Right.
That happened to one of my ancestors. Her husband was big with the Hudson's Bay, but when he died, they took all the land because as an indigenous woman, she wasn't a person. Yeah, what are you like, Coco? How, what percentage of Native are you? Is it like half, quarter, 16th? What is it? I know you're Native. I can see it. You can see it, sir. Arr, what are you doing? You trying to bite me? You trying to bite me? You gonna bite me? What are you gonna do? Yeah, that's right. Corporations aren't doing what? Corporations doing corporate stuff. Yeah, exactly. Don't even get me started on that shit. The Hudson's Bay Company, all the bullshit they did in this country. Well, I am done fucking work for the day. Yay.
It is a damn shame. I think just people from where I'm from naturally have a like positive opinion of Indians because of the Cherokee, you know, and
you've
like
said that
the
before, yeah.
stories that, you know, we always hear about from the Cherokee elders about things, you know, it was like a thing, you know. They were
Everybody
kinda
in your
like our
country,
men.
I've noticed everybody in your country, whenever they say, well, I'm like 1/16 native, it's always Cherokee.
Yeah, and 99% of the time they're full of shit.
Yeah, they are. But I never hear like, oh, I'm part Chippewa, or I'm part, Algonquin, or I'm part this or that. It's always, I'm Cherokee.
I thought I was part Chippewa.
Did you?
I did. Ojibwa? Yeah, my
Ojibwa.
grandparents told me.
Ojibwa.
Hey, gents, how you doing?
Hey, what's
Oh,
up?
I just finished work, and you arrived at the wrong time for me because as I said, I just finished work. I need to go make my supper now. So now it feels like Bruce showed up and I'm leaving because, but I'm not. I'm not leaving because of you, Bruce.
You're cooking French fries?
Making the sweet potato fries.
Oh, the sweet potato fries. Nice.
Sweet potato fries. I like them. They're French fried potatoes.
Yeah.
You
French
know,
So how
I
you doing,
really
Bruce?
need to broaden my sense of humor out from what it is, because
Why?
the black humor I've got is really good. But man, like I was at work earlier today, and my boss and his wife came by as we were wrapping things up, and I didn't make any jokes, but like just the attitude I had after working like 4 hours in the hot sun. I worked from like midnight, but the sun got really hot after like 7 o'clock. It had all gas, no brake on the fucking heat today.
Mm-hmm.
And my boss's wife kind of looks at me, "Are you okay?" I said, "I'll live, I think." And she's like, "What?" And she had this panic look, like, "Is he okay?" And I felt kind of bad for her because she doesn't have like the dark sense of humor.
So
And I don't even think I said anything really that bad. My boss is like, "Yeah, I really can't have you around my wife that much because, like, she's just got this mindset of such positivity. You'll collapse everything she thinks."
Toxic positivity. It's my favorite thing. Toxic positivity. When I was working for the company, we were what's the name of the company? Oops, we were the Microsoft tech support team.
Yeah.
People would ask me how I was. How you doing today? And I'd be like, still alive. And I'd keep walking, like, ha 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 ha. One day my boss takes me. I was like, can you stop saying that? I'm like, why? Well, it's upsetting. Like, what, the fact that I'm still alive is upsetting people, Vince? And he's like, no, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just, just say fine. I'm like, I'm not saying fine because that'd be a lie. I'm not fine. I live in this world, but I'm still alive. So I'm going to do that. He goes, no, just stop. I'm like, all right. When I was working for another company, I spent 5 weeks in Sarnia, Ontario. And there was this guy in his 70s who was working part-time there just to supplement his pension. And you'd ask him how he was. How you doing today, man? He'd always say, right side of the grass. So I started saying that. People, how you doing today? Right side of the grass. And then like 2 weeks later, can you not say that either? And I'm like, why is my being alive so disturbing for you all, you fucks? Yeah, I hate toxic positivity. Fuck, I hate that shit so much.
She works for a very large bank that a lot of U.S. military members are a part of. And I had a really bad incident there with my PNC, with my car insurance. And so I'll never recommend them. I don't even say them in public. But I understand she's got a corporate structure she's got to be a part of and all this stuff. And I kind of feel sorry for her because it's that company. But man,
I hate corporate fucking culture. It can just fuck off.
I really
exactly. Anyway, Coco, totally understand what you're just saying, man. No worries for me. There's no condemnation or inappropriate thoughts. I think fucking it's awesome that you're mixed heritage, dude. Everybody else, have a great afternoon. I'm going to be doing a live stream around 8 o'clock on my channel. We're building a Valorous character, so if you want to come by and see that, you should. If not, whatever. Don't care. I don't need your money or your life. Leave me alone. I hate you all. Bye. No, see y'all there. James, thanks for having me on. Bruce, take care of yourself, brother. And be good, be bad, but don't be sad.
Toxic masculinity or toxic positivity. That's awesome.
I think in Kentucky, a lot of people who were half like or mixed black somewhere in their ancestry would lie and say they were Cherokee because it's very much more culturally acceptable in some corners of the world to be like, if you roll up and you're like, yeah, I'm part Cherokee or something, people are like, cool. But if you roll up and you're like, yeah, my grandma banged a black dude, people are like, what? You know what I mean? I'm not saying everywhere, but in some quarters, people will give you a look about that.
I would love it if we had a world that understood that the Abrams and Zucker humor was put in all of us and it was still fresh. Because like if you were told, say I'm a tall black man, and I say to you, I'm Cherokee. And you're like, I think you're bullshitting. And then you see me, walk away and I've got like some skins on, a hatchet dangling by the hip. You might say like, oh, well, maybe Bruce is Cherokee. Okay.
Yeah, but, more than Elizabeth Warren.
I don't think everybody has the ability to remember the humor that we were given in the 80s, because there was some very fine moments in media, like when Julie Hayes and what was the Stryker? Was Stryker and the co-pilot chick. They went to Africa and they went to help out the natives. And so like he constructed a basketball court for them. And then she started doing Tupperware parties.
I'm sure they were happy.
Say again?
I'm sure that made them all happy.
Well, no, I mean, that was just like the humor of the 80s, but we can talk about that because, yeah, we remember that. But if I was just to say something of that style of shtick, I don't think maybe 1 in 20 people, maybe 1 in 10 people might get it. But the other 90% would be like, the fuck is he talking about?
Well, I can tell you this, Coco. There's a guy on YouTube. Well, many guys on YouTube, actually. But in this case, we'll just say there's a guy on YouTube, and all he talks about is Hereditary and like how it's done, DNA, all that shit, right? And yeah, funny, he doesn't look Jewish. He had a nose job. Yes, I do. So what he said is, when you hear people from Appalachia, especially Appalachians, claim to have a Cherokee grandma, chances are they did in like 1740. And so many generations have passed that they can't detect her anymore. Like her DNA just don't show up anymore. Because there was a period in Appalachia about that time, 1747 or earlier, when there were no women there. So a lot of the hillbilly settlers that crossed the mountain were taking Cherokee wives. But then as soon as, the land was, let's just call it, made more civilized, hint, hint, all the pissed off Indians were wiped out. White women started being able to move there. So the white men stopped taking Cherokee wives and started marrying white wives. And after like 10 or so generations, he says, you're not gonna find that one person. You know what I mean? Without doing like some super hardcore DNA thing. where they go back and they look at like your mother's freaking mitochondrial DNA or whatever. And yeah, it's just that because modern DNA tests, they just look for the main shit. They're not going deep down to see, oh, this guy might have been related to Julius Caesar or some shit. Nah, they're not doing that. They're just selling you a product. So the fact of the matter is, yeah, a lot of people who claim to have a Cherokee grandma probably do, but it was 300 years ago. Shadow and Son, how you doing, homie?
Hey, Shadow.
He says knock knock. I'll put the thing down. I just watched Shadow and Son doing a whole thing on, Conan the other day.
Was it good?
It was good. And then Bloodworth is doing a whole thing on Shadow and Son's thing.
I saw Bloodworth go into Troll Lord Games' Discord the other day, and he had some good recognition from the people in there.
Look at this guy. He's a ninja. He snuck into the freaking room and no warning, no freaking nothing. Just boom.
I said knock knock.
No, I mean, usually if somebody wants to join, it goes bing and it says who wants to join.
Gotcha.
But,
What's up, guys?
For some reason with you, it didn't. It was like,
yeah, I see. Bear saw me coming and he had to skedaddle.
But I saw your Sumerian thing the other day.
Yeah.
And then I watched Bloodworth talking about the Red Room's Savage Swords.
Yep. I'm running 2 separate games of that. One this evening, one on Friday evenings. Bloodworth is going to be joining me tonight, along with DM Yuzababa and a guy named Malcor. You might know him. And I think someone else, maybe Coco, is joining us. I'm not sure. Tonight. And then Friday, I've got a freaking huge group of folks playing. Mac Thompson, Bo Paints Minis, Mark from Mark's Genre Mixer, That Darn Cat.
Nice.
And a couple other people. Bobby, you don't know Bobby probably. It's a really fun game. It's really brutal. No F's to give.
That is what Bloodworth said.
Yes. I saw his review. Mind you, the game, even though it's out in print and stuff, it needs some work. There's a couple of errors and a couple of things we discussed that he's going to change. So there's going to have to be some edits, but I can make anything work. It's not in the Conan world, Daryl.
Yeah.
It's their own version of the Conan world. But you could easily play this in Iboria if you wanted to, or make up your own world, which I was tempted to do, but then I'm like, well, Miguel's already written 150 pages. I'll just go with that.
Well, and you can tell that it's just Earth.
Yeah.
If you look at the map, you can see Spain, you can see
Japan,
Africa. So it's like the Hyborian world, but a little closer to modern day than the Hyborian world.
Yeah, like after the cataclysm that sank.
It's after the cataclysm that sank most of Shem and Stygia and stuff like that.
Hey, Bruce, check this out.
What you got?
I got an original 1980s Heritage miniature 52 millimeter scale of the man himself. This is actually the first licensed Conan minis ever created. Like I said, back in 79, 80. It's coming along pretty nice.
Pretty. That looks really good.
Nice paint job.
Thanks. All I did was hit it up with
I'll be there in a
hit
minute.
the skin with Crusader Flesh or whatever it is, the speed paint. That's it. No, nothing else. That's it. So I'm happy with it. The face is a little derpy, It doesn't really look like Conan's square jaw. I mean, kind of. He's wearing an earring, which I'm pretty sure Conan never wore earrings. Yeah, Coco, I do have a Discord. I've got like 6 or 7 different channels. If you're in uh, Bruce or James's thing, you can hit me up and get in there before the deadline tonight, which will be at like 5:30 avocado time.
Oh god, love that.
But avocado time,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I never miss Salty. Even when Double D's on, it's like I'll watch for like 30 minutes and like, sorry, Double D, Salty's on. Uh, I'm going over there. I have not missed a show of his. I was a subscriber to him before he hit like 200 or 300 subscribers, maybe 500. Remember the purge, all the QAnon purges? Well,
Yeah.
Salty was getting his start during that time, and I'm like, this guy's great, and I've been watching his show ever since, and I'm not going to stop. The guy is literally one of the funniest guys on YouTube.
I agree.
I like Salty.
I always watch his like if I'm ever going through, I always watch his little shorts and stuff.
I literally have never missed a single thing he's done. Going back, it's got to be like 8 years, maybe more now. No, I didn't get the figures. I saw them. I'm not like a huge action figure guy, even though I've got an Aquaman up there. I probably will get them, but it just, at almost 60, it feels kind of weird buying action figures. Just, I don't know. I mean, I bought them and played with them with my boy when he was a little munchkin. And I bought the new Micronauts, like the 3 3/4 because they were Micronauts, and Baron Karza. Yeah, of course I want a Baron Karza action figure, even though I still have one from '77.
I haven't seen a Micronaut figure for years.
I don't even know what a Baron Corzone is.
Baron Karza was the bad guy, their version of Darth Vader. It's really funny because in '77, which was like one of the greatest years of all time, we got Heavy Metal Magazine, we got the Micronauts, we got Star Wars, we got John Carter in comic book form. I think we either got the Conan comic book or I know it wasn't Savage Sword of Conan, but we got something else Conan all in that one year. I was 10 years old going into the comic book store, and everywhere I looked was freaking, you know, cool ass shit that was not superheroes in spandex.
Yep.
See, whenever I was like 2.5, 3 years old, no, I was 3 years old when I saw this. We went to the barber shop, and the barber shop had various comics in a rack that you could read while you're waiting on your barber to finish up. And they had one of the most vicious pictures I'd ever seen. It was, I don't know if it was for Zeta, but it was a Cyclops holding Conan standing in the palm of his hand. Conan kind of hunched over, looking like he's getting ready to whip that axe around and start beating on the Cyclops' face. And the Cyclops is just so gnarly looking. I remember being absolutely scared of it when I saw that. Because, like, you know, when you're a little kid, like, shit scares you. You see things, you're like, I don't want to be around here. That scares me. You know, like the beard on Santa, that scares me. Or whatever it may be that frightens you when you were a child.
Jaws, 50th anniversary.
Jaws.
I swear to God, I
Bodies of
asked my
water.
boy every day for a week up until Labor Day weekend. Hey, let's go see Jaws 50th anniversary in the theater. I was 8 years old, I think, when it came out. Watching it in the back seat of my dad's Impala at the drive-in theater, scared the crap. I used to go to the beach like every day on my own and boogie board and surf and stuff. And after that movie, nope.
No more.
They fixed that for you, didn't they?
Yep, swimming pools. I'm looking. I'm checking it out. There better not be no sharks in there.
Yeah. Yep.
Still voted the scariest movie, that or Alien, every year for like forever. I forget which polling company or website or whatever does it, but every year it's either Alien or it's freaking Jaws. And what is it? What's that movie? God, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Event Horizon.
Exorcist.
The Omen.
Maybe. I just know for me, Event Horizon is right up there. That's like number two, no, not number two, number three, maybe four for me because that scene in Fire in the Sky with the eyeball and the needle.
Yes.
Oh man! Oh my god! This is so
No,
terrible.
I can't handle that.
Right?
I can't handle eyeballs being poked. I can watch the most gory, horrific thing ever. Shake it off. No big deal. Ain't nothing. I see a needle go towards an eye. And just,
I literally rather go to the dentist for a root canal, followed up by an appointment at the DMV.
right?
I'm pretty certain I don't want either of those. Like that's one of those decisions like, okay, one of these possibly could kill you from boredom. Which do you choose? I've got to make a choice.
I'm telling you, man. And like you hit it right on the nose. Boredom, that is like one of my archest of arch enemies. Oh God. Everywhere I go, I take a book.
That's so weird because I'm never bored. I don't know what it feels like.
Well, I don't take a book, but I got a phone with access to the public library and audio books. So, I mean, technically, I guess one could say I have a book with me, but
I'm not. I don't use my. I've got hundreds of PDFs. I don't read them. They're just there for just in case. I'm a
Daryl,
book guy.
I caught a shark once off of Indian Point Pier on your way to Portland, Texas. The thing was about maybe 3.5 feet long, and it was one of the few times I had a knife on me in my tackle. One of those situations where I literally reeled up onto the dock, secured my rod, secured the big sharky, and then went on the internet looking for clues as to what to do next. Because I've never caught a shark before. And it basically said, if you have a knife, you could use it now to stake it out. What do you mean to stake it out? So I had to look up the instructions for that. But I understood the assignment afterwards.
And they're good if you marinate them overnight in orange juice or any citrus juice, really, before you grill them. Some people do it in milk, but I've never had it.
Yeah, that's a very Mexican thing. My wife does that all the damn time.
Yeah, it's I don't know why, but yeah. But
Okay.
Florida, so in Florida, we're gonna marinate everything in citrus juice because we got plenty of it.
I mean, at least you're not like, standard American where like they get a crab and, let me grab a stick and a half of butter.
Mm-mm. The last time I've ate crab was I ordered a soft shell crab sushi roll.
Oh my!
That's a cool character you made, Nerdy Ogre. If you look behind me, just on the other side of this ship, you can see my helmet. They
yeah, I see
gave
that.
me a helmet.
No, I solved a mystery that's been
Yeah.
plaguing me for months. My blood red is missing from my speed paint set.
Uh-oh.
It's literally like my second or first favorite color from the speed paint 1 and 2 set, and I knocked over some bottles, and it's got to be on the floor somewhere. So I'm gonna have to resort to using the 1.0 instead of the 2.0, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful color. The other one, surprisingly enough, is my other favorite color from the set is Sand Golem.
Yeah.
I use that for everything. When you're doing like a horse and you don't want to make them, white or black, and you want a brown, but you don't want it like super dark. It's like Well, hold on. I got a horse over here somewhere. I just did.
I gotta be right back. I'll be. I need a drink.
Yep.
You probably can't see it, but because he's got so much tack and harness on him.
Yeah, Sangolem was a cool color for Army Painter, but I have almost completely switched from Army Painter to Vallejo Express.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you like better about him?
I'm just a Vallejo guy.
Okay, I've got hundreds of bottles of Vallejo right here. I just, I mean, like I showed you with the Conan, that was a one coat Crusader skin, and I may lighten it up a little, but it's Conan, so probably not. I mean, in
Yeah,
the
like
comic,
most of the things I show off that have been painted, the vast majority of them, it's Vallejo Army Painter or Express paints.
Guys, I gotta bounce out.
All right, bro.
good seeing
Thanks
you.
for having
Nate.
me on here. Y'all have fun.
Well, it
Smoke 'em if you
sounds
got
like
'em.
a lot of people got a lot of stuff going on here in a minute. You're
Yeah.
doing a thing later. Bear's got a thing later. Bruce is going to sleep because
He
he's
went
up
to go
all day and all night.
He went to go get a drink, but
I know, but I'm saying that's what's going to happen here in a little bit.
yeah, I was on the phone, or I would have joined sooner. Having a problem with a transaction, and
Uh-oh.
someone's trying to pull a fast one. And I'm like, no, you got to get up earlier than I do to pull one over on the old man.
Well, you should have known the rules.
Yeah,
Never
we need to
trust
find
an elf. Never deal with the dragon. Actually, those are only rules if you played Shadowrun. They were Shadowrun novels. Never trust an elf. Never deal with the dragon. That was back when Shadowrun was really cool, like second edition. They had like 50 freaking novels, and the
Second edition
novels were
Shadowrun
good
was
too.
good.
You know what I mean?
I hated the rule system, but the second edition Shadowrun, the hype that came out, the adventures, the pacing, the way they spaced out their adventure sourcebook, all that stuff seemed to work pretty good.
I
Yeah.
never got into the setting.
They did a whole thing where it was like rulebook comes out, then you wait a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now you've got Street Samurai Guide,
Mm-hmm.
and now you've got a Guide to American Indian Nations, or the Native American Nations, the NAN. And it was like, and then you had the bug thing. Do you remember that?
But Denver,
Where it was like a self-help program. It's
What?
called the Church of Unified Humanism. But what was really happening is the leader was a insect spirit that had possessed a shaman and was putting more and more insect spirits into people. It got so bad in Chicago that the UCAS just nuked Chicago because that was the only way to stop the invasion.
Nuke them from orbit. Only way to be sure.
And your players could be a part of all that. Oh, I know. I've had a brush with a shark encounter because I was goofing off, standing about thigh deep in the mullets as they were running, and I felt that bastard hit me. And it hit me like about halfway down its body, but I felt it. And it's probably about a 6-foot shark, probably a hammerhead, because we got a lot of hammerheads down here. And hammerheads, generally speaking, aren't really looking to get you, but that don't mean you need to be out there playing with them, because you don't know. It's an eating machine. It's going to do what it does.
Got that right.
But at least they got an excuse. See, sharks have an excuse for all the effed up shit they do. And the excuse is they're really, really dumb, right? So they can basically get away with anything because of how dumb they are. Dolphins don't have the being really dumb excuse. The fact that like they like to capture eels and rip their heads off and then use them as sex toys, that's 100% just them being assholes. Or murder each other's children so they can mate with the mom. That's dolphins being dicks.
I'll say, wow.
Yeah. And the worst of all the dolphins, the Oreo felon, the freaking orca, who just randomly come up with stupid shit to do and then do it. Like the pot of orca off the coast of Italy that thought it'd be fun to pull the transom off of boats. Like not attack anybody, just run up behind little boats and pull the transom right off. Engine and all, bam. You know? And for those of you who don't know, the transom is the back wall of the boat that usually an outboard engine is attached. And run up and take it right off. They attack sailboats, try to pull the transoms off the sailboats and shit. And
I want to go have a can of tuna.
It's a game. One of them came up with this. One of them was hanging out and said, "Hey, dudes, check this shit out," and went out and did it. And then the other guys are like, "That looks like fun." They start doing it too because they are assholes.
Said makes me want to go have a can of tuna.
Look what I got here. Some of you may recognize this.
Starfire. That's my girlfriend, man.
Yeah.
That was my girlfriend during the early 80s.
Yeah, Starfire. Yep. So far, we've got a Wolverine clone named Kodiak. My wife is making her mind up between Storm or a Domino or whatever.
I gotta figure out how.
A custom character named Florida Man and another custom character that's basically Storm.
Janet's going to be doing a new show on either Tuesdays or Wednesdays about like UFOs and paranormal stuff. I
Cool.
told her to get in touch with you, Shadow. I know, James, you don't usually get into that, but you'll listen to it at least because maybe something to be funny.
Well, I mean, Raven and I used to talk about all the time, and I would always like end up taking Raven's side versus Bear because Bear would be like, "Oh, that's woo-woo shit. You don't know anything about it." And I'd be like, "Well, I mean, ley lines and shit. I mean, okay, we don't really understand exactly everything about magnetism either. So you've got rivers of magnetism crossing the globe, and where they meet, I mean, you don't know what could happen. I'm not saying Bigfoot is extra dimensional. I think it's just an animal, some kind of
I'll give you that.
Or
I'll give you that.
But yeah, so I don't believe in the woo-woo magic shit so much.
Nope.
But the cryptid kind of stuff, yeah, I believe it's possible. But then again, I come from a region where we believed in all that shit. You know, like I've told you guys before, if you're walking through the woods and you hear somebody call your name, what do?
Don't turn around.
Keep walking. The fuck out of the woods.
Keep freaking walking. That's right. And don't sleep with your windows and curtains open because a witch could put a hex on you.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of witchcraft.
Well, you should be.
Why?
Because I know what you're going to say before you even say it, but sometimes people are tested because they're tested on purpose. And because you're saying I'm 100% immune to witchcraft because of what I believe, that could cause the person you believe in to test you because you do not test God.
I'm not testing. I just know that that witchcraft shit 99.99999% of the time is just the deluded ramblings of mentally ill folk that have absolutely no connection with the darkness and the 1 in a million
The darkness. Are you talking about Eddie Murphy?
No, I'm talking about Satan. And that one in a million time that Satan actually decides to do something instead of just laugh at him. God's got my back. I've dealt with that shit all my life, and you know,
Well, I mean, I'm glad that you have such faith. That's good. Your faith is good.
it came at a an interesting and if not high cost. I mean, part interesting, part high. The high part is in the past. The interesting part is, once you have a son or a daughter, you instantly know that the entire world is out to get them, and you're the only thing in between that and them.
Yep. And no matter how hard you try, they're still gonna F you over and do crazy shit. And do crazy shit. Because
James,
everyone has to learn the hard way.
Did any of you guys' parents tell you you're going to be cursed with a kid that's going to just
Yeah.
Okay,
The
well, I got that.
grandparents curse, bro.
I got that. But you've met him, and you know what a arrogant, righteous little shit he is. So I guess that's what I needed.
You give me just what I needed. Someone to squeeze.
You never hear about those guys anymore.
Who, the Cars?
Yeah.
Because they were in the 70s. That's 50 years ago. I don't even know if they're still alive.
That's a good question.
No, but I mean, when people talk about the great bands of bygone eras, that's just one band I never hear about, but yet everybody goes, "Oh yeah, they were great. Whatever happened to them?"
Oh, me and my wife love the Cars.
Yeah,
Like sometimes when we're cleaning the house together or something, like we'll put the Cars on, because you can put some of their albums on and just have that shit go.
Yeah.
Because every song on the album is good, So yeah, like one of my favorite songs of all time is "Moving in Stereo."
That was a good one. You ever see any of their videos?
Yeah,
Years ago.
Yeah,
Back
it's
whenever-
"Moving in Stereo" was like a live show. They never had like a video.
A lot of their videos were definitely not safe for work. Just saying.
Unless you count the scene in Fast Times at Ridgemont High when Phoebe Cates gets out of the pool
Oh dear God.
as the video for "Moving in Stereo." Yeah, they didn't actually make one.
They really couldn't top that, could they?
No.
What was their best video, you think?
I don't know.
You might think.
You might think I'm crazy.
I don't know, but I want to say my favorite was Drive.
Who's going to drive you home tonight? Yeah. See, there was a difference when the first lead singer who did "Moving in Stereo," him and Rick Ocasek were splitting lead singer.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the love songs and stuff, that's Rick Ocasek. And a lot of the more prog rock stuff, that's the other guy.
Yeah, who's saying Drive.
Right. So it was like kind of a wild thing they had going on. And of course, Rick Ocasek looked just like the buzzard from those old, like, Bugs Bunny cartoons. Do. I mean, but hey, whatever.
Bringing home a baby bumblebee, that guy.
Yeah, he ended up marrying a hottie and made millions, and so good for him, Rick Ocasek.
Yeah, it's weird. Him and Lyle Lovett and a few other guys. If it weren't for music, they couldn't get it if they paid for it. But then they start belting out a tune, and suddenly the panties start dropping.
Yeah, because looks aren't as important as capability. And women like singers. Plus, I mean, if they're already established and got millions of dollars, believe me, I'm pretty sure that helps.
Yeah, it can't hurt, right?
Right. So, It's like, millionaire. Yeah. I can get with him. He is a millionaire. But, I mean, and who knows? Maybe Rick Ocasek's like a super nice, caring, loving, and generous lover. And his wife just really, really considers herself, the luckiest woman in the world to have nailed that thing down. I mean,
Anything's possible.
know. Just because he's got a giant Adam's apple and he's not super attractive to me, don't mean he's not a good guy, though.
Right.
He might be a great guy.
He might be a complete and total asshole. He might be somebody that you want him to have sex with your sister.
Right. I mean, I don't know. But, I mean, he did a lot of good songs, though.
I listened to
I'm back, and since you have these two reprobates with you, I thought I'd come class up the joint for you.
Did you bring Raven with you?
Raven? She sent me some woo-woo today on Facebook.
Globin, 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 globin.
Und up Gleben, Glauten, Globen. All right.
I got something to say.
Better to burn out than to fade away.
Yeah.
I dare you to
The
find me a
Krugen.
better album that year.
Which
The
album
Krugen.
do you say is the best?
Pyromania.
It was just about everything on it was a hit.
Yep, it was in the
Pyromania and what was the next one? Armageddon it?
well, that was the song. What was that? It was the Hysteria.
Hysteria. Hysteria was actually more pop friendly, pop radio friendly.
Yeah, it was kind of like Hall & Oates' Private Eyes. Every freaking song on that album was played.
It was a
like,
banger.
Well, yeah, it was just played like crazy as well. You know,
I
they
was
didn't even look at what they were putting on. They just went, "Oh, Private Eyes, just drop the needle,
Yeah.
and it'll land on a head."
Hall & Oates, that is God level that you can't even there's very few bands that hit the level of talent, success, and just earworm of Hall & Oates.
I got one.
I'm really surprised to hear you say that, but
I love Hall & Oates.
really,
Go ahead, Bruce.
I'm going to say Foreigner.
Get the fuck out.
yeah,
Waiting for a girl like you and
Okay.
What else?
Jukebox Hero.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold
So
on.
2. What
Let me
else?
pull up the album I got because
Oh,
Yeah.
dear God. If I literally get like pissed off if I hear that song. I want to know what love is.
Oh, that's fucking exhausting.
And
I
I want
literally,
you to
like, into the red-
show me.
Like you have no right to complain. You are
Okay,
in a
Cold
freaking.
as Ice, Double Vision, Head Games.
Nah,
Waiting
Head
for a
Games,
girl like
no.
you feels
Yeah.
like the first time.
Yeah, okay.
Urgent.
Urgent. No,
White
Urgent's
Boy.
not. It's not the same album. Urgent's off Foreigner 4.
No, this is off Foreigner Records. This was a
Okay,
compilation album.
Foreigner. Yeah, but that's not an album. Compilations. Greatest
you
hits
can't pull
don't
it.
count.
It is. This is
Yeah.
a
You
compilation
can't
album
pull
by
the
Foreigner.
greatest. Fuck you. Then Billy Joel beats them all. His greatest hits is the greatest fucking hits of all time.
Which one? Songs in the Attic or
Yes.
Oh,
Songs
so
in the
you know,
Attic,
so you know Miami 2017.
Yeah, of course, dude.
Oh, that song's freaking amazing.
Everything on that fucking thing
Come
is
on,
amazing.
Virginia, don't make me wait.
Here's
Catholic girl stuck.
I
munching
got out of-
away.
casual rock about 87 because I discovered Joe Satriani and a bunch of instrumental guitarists after that. And I've never been the same since.
Anyway, my point is, Foreigner does not. They're good, but they don't hold a fucking candle to Hall & Oates for earworms.
I think Hall & Oates is good. I'll take Foreigner over them. Over Foreigner, I'll take Rush.
Nah, not me, man. I like Rush,
Huh?
but I'm so exhausted by Rush fans. They're kind of like Blue Oyster Cult fans. They're like in their own little world, you know?
Yeah, they're just doing their own thing. You just,
I almost wore the Blue Oyster Cult shirt today. Instead, I went with
Venture Brothers. Well, I'm doing a Valorous video later, so
you had to switch. I saw you were wearing the D&D
Yeah.
shirt earlier. Well, what is
Yeah.
Valorous? I'm sorry, I'm ignorant. I'm watching enough of your crap.
I legitimately just did an AMA on it like last night.
Oh, his Valorous thing, it's like his fantasy game.
Oh, okay. Okay.
See
It's
this guy?
basically
Pretty simple, right? Ghost
Omni-Man,
white,
right?
blue. No, he's just a random superhero that I just painted.
No, it looks good.
Yep.
Looks good.
But
Yeah, no,
I do have
Valorous-
Homelander though, and he's painted up like Homelander. So,
Nice.
you know.
Valorous is essentially, for lack of a better term, though not exact, a 5e clone.
Okay.
But not really. I fixed a lot of shit.
Okay.
Well, I shouldn't say fixed. I adjusted to my tastes.
But yes, there's no debate. Hall & Oates definitely owned everyone mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I remember there were years where you turn the radio on, it was like, man,
Maybe a Hall & Oates song playing.
Maneater.
That was I was just going to mention Maneater. That was on the album that came after Private Eyes, and since I was a PI at the time, it was kind of stuck in my head. That song Maneater came out, and I'm like, oh my god!
What's the other one? It's like Sarah's Kiss or something like
Sarah's
that.
Smile.
Sarah's Smile.
Sarah's Smile.
That was way before.
I like adult education. What's the one from Big Band Boom? Shit. It was like out of touch, out of time.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
that.
that one's kind of a
little more pop, but still good.
I listened to a lot of Kilroy Was Here.
Oh, that was
album
a great
like it was so weird. They when it came out, I remember I was watching an interview with them talking about how they were going to be doing every song as a video, and then they were going to shoot a movie in between the songs so you could watch the whole thing. And we were all like, all right, this sounds badass. And then it never fucking happened.
Did any of you get a chance to see the Kilroy Was Here tour?
No,
Yes,
I
open.
was 7.
Okay, and when they did their rock opera thing, unbelievable. They did like so many because there's a part of in the story where Tommy Shaw's playing this rebel outlaw who's being chased by the government because they want to censor his ass, and they did I think it was Hotel California.
Oh my god!
Incredible. And
Well,
it
that
was
my
I forget
least
what album-
favorite. My least favorite Eagles song, Hotel California.
Yeah, we've all been burnt out on that one.
Right?
They've got 100.
It's like my least favorite Zeppelin song, Stairway to Heaven. You
Right.
know what I mean? Just fucking hate those songs. They come on, I'm like, no, fuck no.
Okay, what's your favorite Eagles song?
Eagles.
Desperado.
That's a good one.
Desperado
probably go-
just hits me in the feels.
Mine would probably be One of These Nights, followed by
That's good.
Doolin Dalton.
Yeah, One of These Nights is good, but Desperado just hits me in a way that I love.
Yeah, we've all known that chick.
I like.
And my
I
favorite
was
Zeppelin
standing
tune
on a
is
corner in Tucson, Arizona.
Arizona. Yeah, exactly.
Inside the sea.
My
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
Zeppelin song is Going to California. Fuck,
Really?
I love that song. Oh my god, I love that song.
Either the Immigrant Song or maybe Kashmir.
Cashmere's good.
Cashmere's
Black
my
Dog's
favorite.
great. Black
Uh,
Dog's
well-
amazing.
Come on, guys. You guys all know the thing with Kashmir, right? More people fuck to that song than any other song on the planet in that era.
I thought Bolero was the song that most people fucked to.
Wasn't Bolero a movie? With
Well,
like,
okay, outside the states probably, but
Yeah.
inside the states it was Kashmir. At that, if you heard that on a Friday night, you walking outside, you hear that song creeping out of somebody's window, you knew exactly what was going on.
I think my favorite Zeppelin song is the Rain song.
That was a good one.
Not
It's
bad.
funny. I haven't listened to
Battle of Evermore is really good, but the best version of the Battle of Evermore is the Lovemongers, which is Heart, you know. But
Which one?
Battle of Evermore, but Heart, as a band calling themselves the Lovemongers, did a cover of it. Holy
Really?
fuck!
In
Like-
heart, with hearts.
Whew. She's amazing on the guitar, first of all, like as she always is, right? And then is it Anne the singer? Yeah, Anne is it Anne?
Yeah.
Nancy's the guitarist, Anne's the singer, right?
Mhm.
Anne puts
This is a
Plant
switch up.
to shame.
What?
I know you can't see it, but it is King Baldwin of Jerusalem.
Oh, nice.
So
And
when
he's
was the
paint-
last time? When was the
He's
last time any
painted
of us
up
actually?
like
Go ahead.
from the movie. He looks like from the movie.
Cool.
When was the last time any of you actually put in or put on a Zeppelin album?
I
put on
recently
Progress
deleted
Felix
my
year ago.
entire Apple Music collection. All of it. I'm only listening to my own stuff now because I'm so bored of listening to the same songs over and over and over again.
Dude,
just
I
hit
so
that
got
point.
there. So I started just buying bands that I never or just recently got into. I won't listen to any of my old stuff. So I started picking up Dire Straits. I got all their
Yeah.
stuff. I'm trying to get
Oh,
Thin
Dire
Lizzy
Straits. Dire Straits is
uh,
amazing.
stuff.
Look,
UFO.
look, you need to get Echo and the Bunnymen, Velvet
Yes.
Underground,
Sushi and the
uh,
Banshees.
do you
Susie and
have
the
Creatures?
Banshees, of course. Um,
Everything by Bauhaus.
yeah,
Everything.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And Joy Division.
Yeah. Not
I
a lot
didn't
there,
know
but there is enough. New Order.
Yeah, there's
you want
not
all the
much
New
of
Order
it,
stuff.
but there's enough. You can.
Yeah, you want all the New Order stuff. You want to get at least one Gary Newman album.
Oh yeah,
And you'll be right there with us in the dark 80s, like 83, 84, and you'll just be like, oh.
Do you remember
yeah.
Susie's
Before-
album with the Creatures?
No, I don't know
But-
that one.
My
Really? Go
favorite
check it out.
Gary
You'll like it.
Newman song, I think he did with the Velvet Underground, is called "Down in the Park," and it was, of course, redone by Marilyn Manson. But I think the Gary Newman version's fair. But it's really weird because he's talking about hanging out in the park with a friend called Five, and like the Murder Machine and robots.
Oh, yeah.
And
Also,
like-
I highly recommend diving and doing a very,
Wow.
very deep dive into Tears for Fears catalog.
yeah, Tears for Fears. Actually,
There's some amazing
Great song.
shit in that catalog. I think Everybody Wants to Rule the World is nigh a perfect song, and that's not just me. That's like I've heard like musicians and producers describe that song as it just hits everything it needs to do to make you have it in your head. And like how they do that thing with K-pop where it's super engineered to be super addictive, and they do it in a way to make it like it'll get in your head and stay there. That's what Everybody Wants to Rule the World is. It's like the perfect song of the 80s.
Hey,
I
got a
saw
song for
a
you,
guy
Kev.
break it down,
I love Break It Down.
and there's like the beginning of Everybody Wants to Rule the World. There was like 20 layers. Like, you know how they can break down each instrument?
Yeah, the
There
different
was like
tracks.
20 layers of things there.
That's how Bush Colts Imaginos album was, overproduced as hell. But there was in one song with Robbie Krieger and Joe Satriani, there's like 20 different guitars in the song.
Wow.
That'd be
It's
badass.
crazy.
But that's why I prefer listening to the studio albums over live albums. Like if I
Yeah,
see
it was a
them live,
live.
that's
I
one
mean, it
thing.
was a studio album.
Yeah, if I see a band live, if I'm there, great. But if I'm like someone's like, "Oh, did you hear the live album?" No, why not? Because I don't want to listen to it. I want to hear the studio best production. If I'm going to be live, I need to be there to see it. You know what I mean? To feel
I
it.
disagree. I listen to a lot of live music. I listen to a lot of Satriani live. He's got 3 live albums. He's coming out with a 4th here pretty soon. And he plays a lot of his stuff that people love on there. But every time he puts out a live album, he'll tweak something, or he does something just a little bit different, and it turns into an earworm. And then later you're like, fuck, which live album did he put that on? And so his live stuff is just as good as his studio, I feel. That's just me.
Hey, Bear, I'm trying to find a song I'm going to send you. I think you'll get a kick out of it. You guys like Susan Vega?
I listened to a lot of it at one point, and I'm just not lesbian enough, I guess, at the end of the day.
Do
But
you
which
remember
song?
When Heroes Go Down?
Which
Hey,
one?
When
Shadow,
Heroes Go
this
Down.
is for you.
Is that the Monarch?
That is the Monarch.
It is the sting of the deadly monarch.
I also have Dr. Girlfriend in her sexy costume, which, you know,
Can
She had another one?
Can you see her? Can you see her dick bulge?
I love Dr. Girlfriend's one of my favorite characters in all the cartoons I've ever seen. Just for the fact that she's such a troll of a bitch.
She's absolutely hard coded to be trans, and
Yes.
like to the point where there's a guy voicing her, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and like no one one paid attention, but if you go like Rule 34, that shit, oh boy, it's like okay.
I remember the time that I was dating. Me and the Monarch had broken up, and I was dating the Phantom Limb. He was making the moon bed. When she said that on the cartoon, I fucking lost it.
What about when she talks about how she inserted the tracking device on the Monarch? I was watching that with the boy, and he was too young to get it. And I'm just like, oh my god, I forgot about that part.
There's
Nice.
her in her Monarch
Nice.
Queen costume.
Going to hell.
Sweetie, why don't you just go home? I'll be at the meeting. I'll be back later. It's just like, fuck. I'm just saying. It's
Well,
no coincidence.
if
It's
she
no
was-
coincidence that show came out and then the trans thing caught on. I'm just saying. Like, I see a connection.
If she was trans, whoever did her operation kicked ass.
Oh, no, sweetie. She tucks.
Because a lot of people dated that lady, and
Yeah, I can't really picture Phantom
Broad
Limb.
horizons.
Everyone.
Just broad
It's-
horizons.
now here how you could tell for sure is if she had ever slept with Brock.
Yeah, I don't think Brock spent a lot of time in Southeast Asia.
True.
A lot of time in Southeast
and he always
Asia.
imagines his old commander with tits for some reason. Which
You don't like it? You don't like it? Here's what you do.
It's
So
like-
is the best.
It's like why does he always imagine his old special forces commander with a big set of tits?
Well, because she did have a big set of tits for a while.
Oh, one of my favorite episodes is when he had to save Steve Rogers and the Bigfoot.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll shave the Bigfoot. And then later he's pissed off. And he's all like, you could have told me that it was a boy. 'Cause, I mean, I guess after he started shaving some of that hair off, he found something.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I got to get going. It's 2
All
hours.
right, brother.
I'm going to go
Have a
listen
great
to
week,
this
guys.
Battle of Evermore.
But
Battle
there
of
will be
Evermore,
streaming
Love
before
Mongers.
too long.
I think it's
And,
off the. I think it's off the. What was that fucking movie in the '90s about Winona Ryder, Ethan Hawke? They're all about being fucking Gen Xers, and what the hell is that movie called? Anyway.
No idea. Real quick, Coco, hit me up on Discord.
Singles. It was off the Singles soundtrack. That's the.
Okay.